Good morning, traders. Who's ready to make some money? Of course, live trading, it's the competition, and I'm trying to catch up. $20,000 is the top leader. I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to try to make $5,000 today. Find out right here on live trading if I can do it. What's going to happen, team? Vote in the chat. You guys think it's going to happen?
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
Out there, traders, how we doing? My camera is back and I'm able to at least battle back. We'll see what happens today. Of course, I got to get my trade the pool open, but let's get Ryan Faloona on here. How we doing today, man?
We're doing really good. When we signed off yesterday, I was like, oh my God, I'm down nearly $1,000 in this SRPT trade. Miraculously, I got the ticker right today. I told you folks right as we were signing off, I'm still in it. Held it all the way back up, ended it selling it for a profit. We're ready to roll here today. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying to log in here and having some issues here.
All good. Basically the trade.
How about you show us exactly what happened there? So that way
and I'm still trying to get my stuff open too here, Mitch.
No worries.
So just let me go ahead
I can bring up if anything just pro and you can show it there.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
All right, I got you. I'll put that up right now.
Let's get the big chart. Let's get the big chart here. Okay. So first of all, we had this huge sell-off, and the entire thesis for this trade is that the stock is going to bounce. So what ended up happening is I bought it, and actually probably can I go back to yesterday on the chart and will it show me? No, it won't. So that's what I was saying. I was wondering if see, it doesn't show me the entry and exit for yesterday. But anyway, going back to this chart here, let me actually kill some of these lines. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So right in here, we're waiting for this. It's bouncing here, right? And we're waiting for this to bounce even higher. I bought it like right here. It immediately just sold off. I was looking at a pretty nasty loss. And I'm thinking to myself, this this would really have to start breaking down in order for this to really kind of take the next leg lower. It's already been absolutely destroyed here this morning. It would have to take another leg down. There'd have to be more downside momentum. And really the only thing that was going on here is that the stock was volatile. It was spread a whole lot. It was moving back and forth. So I kind of just held it out. And then all of a sudden we started to turn back up. And once we turned back up, I was like, that's it. We're for sure unless this thing breaks down past low of day, we are for sure going to hold this here today because this is definitely still going to bounce. We ended up going green on the trade, came back in a little and took the next leg up. And I was like, okay, that's it. We're getting out of this. Not only are we not taking a loss, but we're also taking a gain on that. So we got all of that unrealized loss back and then booked the gain on top of it. I'll be honest, this was a frustrating one. It took a while, but I'm really glad that it worked out. Now, the rest of the day got even more wild. We had a huge leg up on big volume here. This thing actually went above 67. The thesis here was dead on. Just a little bit difficult here in the morning with some of the let's call them quick ads that I did in order to buy it. And we're actually higher here today. So can't even believe I'm going to say this, but SRPT on the list here for another potential play here today. It's all going to be about the volume. If the volume remains elevated like it did yesterday, we might see some movement. Otherwise, we'll see where it goes. But like I said, on this one, looked like it was going to be bad. Had a little extra motivation here from some of the shit talking that was going on in the chat, frankly, and we're able to actually hold this and execute the plan and book some gains. So really happy with how this played out. Really unhappy with how the trade started. Not about how you start; it's about how you finish.
All right, I could talk about yesterday, but that would be negative. So I'm going to talk about the positive, looking after today to see what happens. We'll see what happens on Nvidia to see if we can get back above 409. I actually think that we might go down today and wash out these bulls. I think a lot of people have really flipped really quickly to the bullish side. And I think the biggest watch for me today is watching the TLT. Does it make an up move? We got a spike after mentions of borrowing more money or something like that hit at like 9 a.m. So, I mean, I don't know how that causes a spike, but you saw the TLT get that lift. So that's going to be the things that I'll be watching today. If it can get back above 84.40s, I think we have an update. If we get back below, let's say 83.40s out the gates and it just flushes towards 83, watch out, 82 support, big support. Will it cut through there? If that happens, yeah, I could see this market taking another leg down. We'll see what happens on the day. I am down about like $2,000, just a little over $2,000 on the account. So what do you got to do? Got to take swings, baby. It's a competition. I'm going to be taking some swings today. And who knows? Might go as far as, who knows, maybe 5,000 shares, 10,000 shares. We'll find out.
Real quickly regarding that spike, remember we did get the ADP non-farm payroll change here this morning. We got that print at 9:15 Eastern. That actually came in a little bit light, sent the market higher. That's likely what's going on with that.
I mean, I didn't see much move off of that. Because that move came in at like 8:15, and I think you would have seen it on the spike of that versus like 10 minutes later.
Versus a little bit later. Okay.
Yeah, 8:30. And so that's my biggest thing is the ADP number. I don't think jobs numbers haven't been really affecting the market.
Okay. I'm just saying that was the big data print that we got here today. Now, the other thing that could have happened here, and I wasn't, man, Cleo, come on. He loves the snow. We got covered in snow yesterday here in Chicago.
He's loving it. He wants out.
Loving it. Look, he does. I mean, he would die if that happened. Anyway, this morning we did have several earnings prints here this morning. Now I haven't gone through them. CVS, GlaxoSmithKline, Humana, probably the biggest one. Also Kraft Heinz in there, so maybe that's driving it. While you're going through your list here, Mitch, let me poke around and see if any of those earnings reports line up with.
Yeah. So a lot of things is off of the. I don't think we have it here on Benzinga Pro. Maybe you caught it there, but the treasury details of them planning to step up the size and bond sales, that came out right there at 8:30, and that's what's moved the market here, guys. So if you're wondering what moved the market, the mention of the treasury planning to step up the size of bond sales and of course try to manage the growing debt and higher interest rates definitely affected the market. That came in exactly at 8:30, and that's when you see the spike candle. Right? Like
okay,
right
so that's probably what. There you go. You just saved me some work. Appreciate it, my man.
Of course. And the key there is, I mean, it came with the market, but really that was the spike for the bond market, right? That would affect more the bonds market. TLT here getting that spike. So we'll see what happens on that move. We'll see what else I can get into today, right? I'm going to try to stay away from the penny names. That's what wrecked me yesterday, guys. I went after the penny name, and when I went after the penny name, I completely lost control in my sizing. When I was playing more Snapchat, I came at it really great trade. Now, when I went to go for the penny name, I went too big, too quickly, and that wrecked me yesterday. So the key here today, size in, but size in small, taking multiple tickets, multiple entries to get the better average. We'll see what happens today. If it works out in my favor, like always, you guys stay tuned to catch the action. All right, guys, that's going to do it for my outlook. I'm not going to even give too much here because I'm going to react more towards the opening bell to see what happens there. But I'll go to my man Ryan to take a look at the S&P 500. He always takes a look at it with his happy hour group. If you guys don't know the happy hour, you got to be on Benzinga Pro, of course, to get after that. But let's get to the action, Ryan. What are you seeing out in the market today? And then we can go to maybe some of those smaller names.
Okay. So first of all, as it stands with the account, I know you said you were down. I'm actually up about $600 on this account, so I'm nowhere near the leader. But we're doing good. Baby. We're doing good. And I'll be honest. Oh, come on, give me a break, Mitch. Can you just give me a sec?
I got you. No worries. Cleo's too excited today. It happens to me too. I want to trade too, and he wants to trade also. So we'll see what happens on the market today. There is some smaller names that are out there moving. Let's go to some of the bigger names. Of course, there's so many stocks that reported. AMD is one to watch. I was talking about that yesterday. Would we get the update before the earnings? And we did. But now you're seeing it's trying to climb back to the close where it was. Double top already happened around the 99.53. We'll see if that double top holds or does it go through that. If it can go through that, then yes, you can see continued upside maybe for AMD. We'll see what happens on that. Penny names killed me in fees. I agree, Bobby. But to tell you the truth, the fees shouldn't really affect you if you end in the green. It's when you end in the red that you really look at your fees and you're like, man, that was a lot of fees, right? And so I think that the big part there is understanding that at least if you trade well, the fees shouldn't really affect you. But hey, best of luck to you, Bobby. I hope you're able to come after today. And be careful, of course, with those penny names.
All right, Mitch, I'm going to try to go just real quickly here because I don't know how well this is going to work. I'm sorry that this is such a distraction here this morning. There's nothing I can do about it. As far as the SPY goes, we're still kind of running up against the 500-day. I know we're above it briefly now, but we'll see if we end up sticking there, or we'll see if we end up coming in. I'm guessing that this pop we're seeing this morning gets sold. That's going to be my gut check here. Or my gut reaction here. I think we get sold, but let's wait for that momentum to kind of dissipate before that happens. Now, as far as some of these new stocks, as far as some of these smaller stocks, again, I'm really sorry. As far as some of these smaller stocks here, CLLS, this one going to be on the list here. This showing some momentum here this morning. We did have a PR as well. The strategic collaboration agreement with AstraZeneca, which is what's driving this here today. So we'll see if CLLS can really get going. The big one here is going to be TGTX. And I noticed that Jay Rice is actually already talking about this one in the chat. Looks like several of you folks are already trading this one. So TJTX, now, if you recall correctly, I actually took a swing via calls on this one for one of the earnings prints, and it got absolutely smoked. It didn't come down 10, 15%. It got a 50% haircut. 50% haircut on its earnings and its drug data. Just absolutely horrific performance from this stock. Now, the good news here is that it is really starting to bounce, and we've actually taken two legs up here, right? We took the first leg on the earnings and the second leg now. This thing has some room to go. This is where we were playing it before. This is what I'm talking about when we sold off from 20, just a 50% haircut down to 10. Here's the thing, folks. If you zoom in on this, if we continue to have some momentum, we are about to enter this gap to the upside.
All right.
So to me, this is a big one. I know Jay's talking about Jay. I think you had a target of 14 or 15%, something like that, for $14 or $15. Excuse me. Trying to go. Yeah, I'm looking for 14, 15. You might get that. Legit, you might get that. I don't think we close this entire gap here today, but look for this one to get wild. I'm going to be looking for this one and trade the pool as well. It's also worth mentioning ALDX. Here's another one, very, very similar type of chart formation. We have a huge potential gap here if this one keeps trading up and keep showing some upside momentum. We had a piece of news here this morning that they entered into an exclusive option agreement with AbbVie. So those are going to be my three: CLLS, TJTX, ALD. I'm going to see what I can do about this. Give me a sec.
No worries, no worries. I think I might have a little solution for you, Ryan, if you want to try this out, but I'll send it to you on Slack here. And he did not hear me, but I'll keep going, guys. I'll get back to the market action here. Let's see what else is going on. And I do think Cleo is cool too, but he makes some hot wings. You're mean, Keith. Let's keep going, guys. Let's see what else is going on. Hey, AMD is already coming down, guys. I think we're going to get a wipe out, but hey, that's just me. Maybe I'm just a bear today. Like always, guys, you guys let me know if you guys are on the other side, but it could be something to definitely check out. And I know, Ryan, you can hear me now. Maybe check on Slack. Maybe try that out. I know that maybe it could fix your problem, at least just for today. But I sent you something that maybe we can test out. Lynn, what's going on out there? Lynn squawking the AMD. Yeah, AMD is exactly what he's saying. What's the plan for today? Well, the plan for today is to be more on a reactionary basis, because now we've got a little bit of a bounce. And what has happened? We're back to the 9 EMA, and we've rejected the 9 EMA a bunch of times. So I'm wondering, do we reject it again? Last time we rejected this was where we were around the 360s on the Qs, and we've made a bit of a bounce. So will this be topping action? I think today we might see a kind of bull trap, and that's what I will be looking for. But like always, you guys call your own shot. We'll find out. All right, definitely smash it up out there, guys. We'll get after it, and we'll see what we can come up with and keep battling on the day. There's going to be a lot of stocks that will be making moves today. We'll see if they can continue making moves. A lot of earnings came in. So if you guys are interested in any of these stocks, let me know. I can always bring them up. Just to run through the names, and you guys in the chat, throw up names that you guys want me to actually run through on the reports. AMD, Paycom, Estee Lauder, Elf's been going down lately. First Solar, Humana, CVS, Generac, Caesars, Yum China, Livent, Match Group, Wayfair. There's a lot of moves out there, guys. So watch out there, team. It's been a lot of action, and we'll see what happens. There's some disaster stocks and some stocks going down 35% off of earnings. I mean, come on, guys. This is not the environment where I see another run coming soon when I see stocks going down 30-something% like this Payc. I mean, come on, that's a destruction move there. But there is some hot stocks that were mentioned, of course, by Trade the Pool. We can take a look at some of those. I'm trying to scroll up and get it here for you guys. And there they are. Hot stocks, Tesla, Palantir, and XPEV. Let's take a look there. The Tesla Dragon. Gil knows it. Gil knows it already. Let's take a look at that Dragon. It's right now at 204, has been bouncing, of course, with the market. But this isn't the biggest bounce, right? You guys see what? You guys see only kind of like 1 or 2 green days here in recent action. Nowhere near how the Qs are bouncing back. So I think this bounce back in Tesla is pretty weak. I know that some people like Tesla here. I don't like Tesla for the end of the year. I think we'd get closer back down towards 180s, 170 before the end of the year. And then it'll be interesting to see what happens when the Cybertruck gets released, of course. And that's going to be about, I think, mid-November. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that date for you guys in just a second. I just need to research it right quick. I know I'm keeping an eye on it to see what happens when that comes out. But one of the things that Elon quickly said was that for us to get to production, high production of these vehicles, it's going to take a long time. And the margins that we'd be giving on these vehicles wouldn't be high. So they're not making much margins on those Cybertrucks, and the production volume is going to be low to start. So that's why I don't feel like it'll give the stock much of a lift. They will give it maybe a catalyst kind of pop, but I don't think that catalyst will hold. All right, we'll see what happens out there. That's Tesla and the Tesla Dragon. We can take a quick look at Palantir and then see what happens here. Palantir. It's been going down, and we'll see if it gets a bounce. It did get a little bit of a bounce yesterday. I've been betting to the downside on Palantir, but we'll see if this comes right back through the 14 or does it start to get a bounce, something to keep an eye out for. And XPEV, now we're talking China autos, right? You guys can see the lines I had drawn here, and this was an important kind of symmetrical triangle that we eventually resolved to the downside. Now we've been bouncing off support multiple times. You guys can see this support right in this area, and there's another layer that's right below that went to like a little bit of an extreme area that would be right around here. So those are the two areas between 1380s and 1340s is where I'll call support right now. We'll see what happens on this. If it can get back above 1550s, does it get the lift? China's been really getting hit as of late, but this is already up in the pre-market. We'll see if XPEV can get going here, get back above 1520s. I always keep my eye on different names in this space. I keep my eye on LI, and I keep my eye on what? NIO, right? LI has been the best of breed as of late, and you guys can see how it's actually pulled back, giving it an attempt to move back above 36. I'd look at these today. If they all start running, they usually run together. So we'll see what happens there. NIO has made a huge retracement from that 16 move. That's an ugly looking chart right now, but we'll see if these can turn around. And definitely smash the like out there, guys. And I don't know about you guys. You guys might not understand this, but I'm with you, Lynn. It's a pastrami day, baby. I'm ready to go get that. All right. NCLH is one that's being mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look at that one. Of course, we're talking Norwegian Cruise Lines, and I know that they reported I didn't get their report numbers, so just give me a second here. There were so many reports, right? And where can I get my reports from? Well, I'm going to go looking at Benzinga Pro, of course. So let's take a look at that NCLH, see how that report came out and what numbers did they have. So they had 71 cents on the beat of the 69-cent estimate, revenues of 2.5 billion, misses the 2.529 billion estimate. So we'll keep an eye out to see what happens here. I think it's definitely important to kind of keep your eyes on these stocks. Will they get the lift? And I think they could get a little bit of a pop, but then the pop might be short-lived because next year I expect these reservations to go down, and I don't expect them to maybe be showing up already that slow down. The big thing for me is that when you think about a cruise line and you think about reserving a cruise, do you usually do it 1 week, 2 weeks out from your cruise? No, you do that for like airline tickets, but you would never do that for like a cruise. You'd probably go ahead and book it, 6 months, if not 10 months in advance. So what happens is there's a lag between the demand and when it actually shows up in the numbers. So I think this shows up next year and we see Norwegian get hit a little bit more.
Yeah, and to that point, Mitch, from this report, one of the things they said is occupancy was 106% in the quarter, which is in line with their guidance. That's one of the reasons why this is actually still holding up. They go on to say here, sorry, it's hard for me to read this. Approximately 152 in line with guidance. The fuel per capacity day also in line with guidance. So it looks like they guided pretty well and then met that. That's one of the reasons that the stock's working out here. But you're right. We'll see if this changes in the quarters going forward.
And I think that that's what you'll see is that it takes a little bit of delay, right? And so think about it in this case. I think by the time you get to, let's say, March or April, that's the first report in the first quarter of next year. That's when I'll be really paying attention to see, hey, do they see that demand changing? That's going to show up. That's when I'll be looking for it on that report. All right, guys, it's about to be the bell. Ding, ding, ding is right in just a couple seconds here. Let's see what happens now. We're opened up. Let's see what we can get into. Team, I'm going to go get a little bit of some orange juice, and we'll see what we can come up with. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
TGTX trying to bounce here.
I'm going to put up your pro for right now. Ryan, if you want to show your trade to pull, just make it full screen. Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Here it is. I'm thinking I kind of want to try some of this, but I want to, you know what? I want to wait this out. I want to wait this out. I don't want to go too early here. I want to give it that 15 minutes. So you know what? Maybe let's go back to pro. Let's go back to pro and take a look at things. Estee Lauder. This is also one that the Happy Hour crew has recently been talking about. Shout out 13 if you're out there for reminding me about this. Estee Lauder got absolutely smoked. There was a short thesis here from the Happy Hour group. There actually might be some more downside here on Estee Lauder, just down over 15% here today. Let's see if this actually sells off and then bounces. I think that's definitely possible. Sarepta, SRPT 6876 here. That also moving back up. TGTX trying to push away from its VWAP here. This one looks good. God, I want to buy this. I want to buy this. Some of that feels like a revenge trade for me there. Becca calling BTAI. Take a look at BTAI here. Looks like we did have a pop here. That pop was sold at 430. ALDX, this was another one that's possibly entering the gap here. Let's see. Yeah, we're close to that. TGTX continuing to go higher here. Oh, man, definitely wanted to play that one. Gil, if you could help David, he's saying he's unable to log into his account. David, I had to reset my password this morning. It worked fine, though. EYPT halted. EYPT, okay, interesting. This is one we actually traded successfully, calls and stock last year on its initial move up here. It's like we reported earnings here this morning, which were good. Halted. Is that a volatility halt? Halted? Yeah, trading halt. Yeah, it looks like that was just a pop here. Pop into a halt. Bitcoin, which was looking really good earlier, trading above 35,000. Huge pullback under 30 5,000 now. So Bitcoin absolutely wild here. I think that this actually might set up the next move to 40K though on Bitcoin. Voodoo saying I had to do the same. I had to reset password. Okay, Gil saying, David, if you haven't reset your password, I suggest trying that. Yeah, I had to do that this morning. I don't know why. It worked straight away on the first try there. AMD ripping out of the open here as well on AMD. You're going to run for that 102 spot. We take a look at the daily chart here on AMD. You can see where this really sets up. We're above this 500 day, the 200 day, the 200 day at 103.84. 103.84. TGTX coming back in now. Okay, good. So I should still get an opportunity to buy that. We're 4 minutes in here. Bitcoin's still reversing. 69 on SRPT. Nice. Yeah, Jay, you're calling Life W here. That's one of the those smaller stocks here moving out of the gate. Nice little break of that pre-market range here on Life W, going for that 3. Let's see. Yesterday's intraday high, we're right there. That was at 3. It looks like it's taking it out here. What happened yesterday news-wise? Compliance with all applicable NASDAQ. Okay, so they just regained compliance with NASDAQ. That one looks like maybe just a momentum move. Careful with this one. Don't be afraid to take your gains here. CLLS, this unfortunately just breaking down. No bottom yet. See if that can actually bounce at some point. ALDX looking like this is going to try to take out this formation right here on ALDX. I want to try some of that too, actually. There it goes. There goes ALDX right through that. I didn't take it, didn't get it fast enough here. Yeah, EYPT still halted. Don't have any new information on that yet.
All right, I'm back, team, and I see some people are having some issues with their logins. One thing that I will tell you that worked for me is go to the client section, right back where when you actually log in to trade the pool, go back to it, grab that password for the login, use that back into your password. That should work again, and then you might have to make a new password. That's what I had to do. So just to give you guys the fix that worked for me.
Why did that happen today?
Not sure, man. This has to do some server issues or something like
I'm
that.
asking. I guess I'm asking Gil more. Like, why did that happen? I had to do the same thing. I had to go to the portal on the web, grab my old password, put that in, reset it. It worked straight away.
Somehow the passwords got resetted, right? And so that would mean that something had to happen on the server where it lost access to the data or something like that. And we're talking server things and coding issues things. We'll save that for the developers. If you guys are developers out there, maybe you guys want to help trade the pool, want to get over there, join the team, right? I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I'm no developer, so we'll see what happens.
LIFW really breaking out of that spot here, going higher here. Grats. Anyone that had LIFW, I'm still in the waiting phase here. Mitch is rearranging her screens. Let's go.
Yep, just setting up here, guys. All right, there you go. I'm at the top there. Boom, boom.
Pixie halted on a pop there. Good shout, Bex.
Lay down, lay down.
I locked Buddy in the other room. I got way too much stuff going on here. I can't have the animals distracting. TGTX, big move here. Jay Rice getting his target. We're going to his target. And that was that back test of the VWAP. That was perfect. That was the entry right here. This is oops. This is what we wanted here. We wanted this to come back into the VWAP. That was your buy spot. Another push higher. We'll see if we get this again. TGTX. Nice for all of you that were in that earlier here. Good stuff.
All right, we'll see what happens, team. I'm going to be hanging out on the sidelines for a little bit, especially as I look to see if this Q can just do a pop, a bull trap here out the gates. That's what I'm looking for. We'll see if it comes in.
Paul, I like this. I'm short pins. That extension off the 9 EMA is obscene. So I think what you're talking about is the actual daily chart here off that 9 EMA. That is 9 EMA value at 27.13, current price 29. So it looks like you're playing a regression to the mean there to that 9 EMA on Pinterest. Sorry, I had the wrong chart up here. This is what this yellow dot is what he's talking about. Here's your price. That big gap, I think, is what Paul is trying. Yes, sir. Daily. There you go. ALDX might be trying to go. Let's see on TGTX. Should we try scaling into this one? Should we try the Mitch tactic from yesterday? Yeah, we're going to try this. Oh, didn't get filled.
I'll put you up.
Come back in here. Come back. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try with just kind of like small size. I'm going to try to scale in. I'm going to try to do multiple buys on the way in. I would really like this to come back to VWAP. There we go. All right. So this is exactly why. Here we go. Perfect. This is exactly why we only took 100. Now, what do we have that VWAP at?
So the XRT, why is that getting destroyed today? I would think that's S-Day Slaughter that's destroying that stock.
S-Day Slaughter. We talked about that. Does the Asia headwinds affecting S-Day Slaughter?
Ulta going down
for another 100 shares here. We'll see. I might be a little too late to this one. We'll see. Come on.
Leslie's Pool Supplies going down. Wolf going down. I'm looking for that red to green or green to red move today. All right, guys. I'm going to start getting short some here in a second. I'm looking for another little pop here in NVIDIA to get short. And this is high risk today, guys. I'm going to be playing high risk because I want that reward today. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, TGTX coming in here beneath the VWAP. I do have the 200 shares here. Now, the next spot that I really don't want to see fall is going to be that $10 level. We're pushing it back there. We're going to see. I'm still holding this.
Short some NVIDIA. Short some NVIDIA here, guys. We'll see what happens. Taking a shot. I'm shorting a rocket, so just be careful out there, team. Going back to you.
That's all right. I'm waiting for this to come into 10 here. We could really fall another 70 cents if it breaks down, though. Actually, the MACD not looking great here. Looking like this might come in. I want to see if we get one more bounce here.
Try to add on the short here. Just got an ad. I got 100 shares of 413.77 on NVIDIA. Looking for one more ad here. And then I'm going to look for the Qs to do a quick move to the downside. That's just my trade. Like always, you guys choose your own.
Bobby, nice job on your TGTX short. Way to short off that pop. You got that big candle that allow you to close that here. Let's see what happens at 10. Does it break down here? 984 the low here. We'll see.
Q's trying to push to the upside there, so I'm going to cancel that next ad there on NVIDIA. Just need to see the Q's turn around, so don't want to get caught with more than 100 shares right now. There's the Q's going higher, 352.66, so no turnaround just yet. We'll see if at this candle, when it closes, it'll be the 945 candle, so I'll look to see if I get reversal off of that.
All right, TGTX here. We'll see if this breaks down anymore. Not going to add. We're not just going to add indiscriminately because it's coming in. That's just catching the knife. We actually want to wait and see if this shows any type of bottom, so this doesn't really kind of fall out some more. Already long 200 shares here and down on that.
TLT is just ripping to the upside, so keep that on your watch today, guys. If that stays strong, probably the market stays strong. So that definitely has me on the wrong side of the tape right now. TLT going high.
EYPT open now, opened higher there. ALDX is chewing through that ask. I've got the high print there, Paul, at 219. We'll see if we end up going through 219 on ALDX. And TGTX extremely weak here. No bottom, no bounce. Let's wait and see what this. Let's see what this MACD ends up doing here. Also watching ALDX on another screen here. No position in ALDX. There's 21 on ALDX. New highs there right through that 220 spot.
$9.45 is about to happen. We'll see if we get a reversal here or not. Amazon making a new push to the upside. Tesla catching the bounce around 202. TLT trying to get through the 84.40 spot. Big spot there. There's resistance there. Will it break through the pre-market resistance?
Great short there on TGTX, Bobby. Great short there. By the way, SRPT, there we go. I screwed it up again. SRPT had the pre-market high, or actually, excuse me, this was an after-hours high yesterday of $72. We'll see if we end up taking that out here today. TGTX might be putting in its near-term bottom here. We're going to wait for this to confirm. Not in a hurry to add. Jay saying, I bet you get upgrades on TGTX tomorrow. That wouldn't surprise me either, especially after that huge fallout. Let's see where we close here today, too. Although I guess the closing price wouldn't necessarily affect the upgrade. ALDX slowing down a little bit here at this 222 level. We'll see if it's got the juice. Volume sticks look good. See if it's got the juice to go higher here. TGTX might actually set new lows here. This is why we wanted to really kind of confirm a near-term bottom on TGTX.
All right, just added a little bit on NVIDIA. Now have 150, 413, 84. Q's pulled back there, then bounced off the 9 EMA, just slightly above the 352.50s. So it's trying to take a new high here, 353s. It did top at that 945, came down, bounced right back up. So the strength staying in the market right now.
Speaking of strength, ALDX has it. This pushing up here, 229, your high print there. Some size there on ALDX at 229. Look, if that gets taken out, we go higher here. 237, the pre-market high. So still another 13 cents from where we're at.
And there's the TLT towards 84.50s and could take another upside move here. We'll see what happens.
Amazon at the highs here, up almost 2%. Netflix near the highs here as well, up 1.2%.
All right, starting to come back down here, guys. I might add one more time. They're just added on NVIDIA. Now pretty much break even here and should start going into the green in just a second. Have about 200 shares. We'll see if it keeps coming down back to the VWAP. Q's turned around off of a blow off top look, at least for me. But like always, you guys call your own shots. Remember, I'm a little bit leaning to the short side today.
ALDX popped to a new high and came back in, but it's not breaking down. Biggest volume stick of the day in that last 1 minute window, ALDX. Looks like that was the one to play a little bit early here. TGTX still trying to confirm its near-term bottom, but I don't trust it yet.
Getting a little bit of a bounce here. We'll see if the Qs turn around, or does it break to the 350, 350, next level to watch.
Brought in a bid on ALDX at 220 there, and they're hitting it, so it's real. VWAP at 212 on ALDX. That's getting a little bit extended here away from its VWAP. Man, TGTX, this is not working like I had hoped. Really, really weak here, TGTX. This at some point, this has got to firm up. But yikes, we're coming in. Getting a little extended away from the VWAP. Going to have to add and sell it as we pop back towards VWAP. Yikes, TGTX. Selling volume just not even slowing down. Selling volume starting to expand now.
Just to put the sectors out there, right? We're still having a really bullish open here. Communication services going higher, technology and financial services. From the open, what's red? Consumer cyclical, real estate, utilities, defensives, industrials, and healthcare. So there's a lot of sectors in the red, even though the market's making an up move right now. And a lot of that is led by the Qs and the TLT. All right, guys, about to step up to the plate a little bit more in NVIDIA.
I'm not ready to step up to the plate on anything. I'm trying stuff, but it's not working. So there's no plate stepping.
Yeah. But for me, I'm already in the red, so I got to take some shots.
Yeah, no, I got you.
All right,
I'm gonna be with you here.
I'm gonna be with you here. This is as big as I've been, and I'll tell you right now, this is a monster-sized position right here. So it could either make my day or break me right here in one trade. And this is what I always talk about being careful of. So I'm 300 shares short now at NVIDIA, 413.77. Put it in perspective. When I swing trade, guys, I take like maybe 5 shares of NVIDIA. So just put that in perspective, right? I mean, this is pretty big size position. We'll see what happens. Break back above the highs would get me out, and that's going to be like a $600 loss. But if we could come back down towards the open, that's going to be like a $1,600 trade. So remember how I talked about how I was trying to make a $2,000 trade today? Well, this is kind of setting me up for it. Let's see what happens here. I'm just going for the big boy. With a Q's reverse, that's what I need to happen here. You guys can see I'm net green now. Let's see if the Qs start to reverse here. We get a reversal on the day, or will we just stay green all day? If we just stay green all day, I'm going to get hit here. So I'm going to try it off the double top here on the 5-minute 353.18s and look to see if we come back down. All right, you guys in the chat, what's up today? AMD, MU, KHC, Charter continuing, NVIDIA.
All of those reported earnings, I believe. Well, KHC and AMD did.
Yep. MU, of course, moves with a lot of what AMD does, so we'll see what happens there.
BTAI, good job for those of you that held it. For those of you that held it, excuse me. TGTX, are we actually getting a bounce here, or is this a fake out bounce? Let's see. Let's be a little patient with it.
We'll see what happens here, guys. SPY trying to hold up here, and Qs are trying to hold up here. SPY just turned around off that 419.75. Qs are turning around off that 353.18 spot, and at this point, I needed to close back towards 352.50s, and that's going to give me confirmation on the NVIDIA trade. Let's see if we can get it here. All right, I'm stepping up, guys. 350 shares now, all in the kind of the same area. And this is what's kind of why I've been adding, because it's in the same area and not getting that kind of lower add there. Let's see what happens here. Of course, if the Qs go higher, I'm going to get stuffed, but I'm trying to take a nice big swing today. Let's see what happens.
I think you're going to do it, Mitch. I really do. TGTX finally bouncing here. Didn't get an ad at the actual lows, but encouraging to see the bounce here.
All right, let's see if we can get this first move back down to like 412s, 411. That'll be the first profit, and then I'll let the rest of it work. But the Qs are still holding that 9 EMA pullback, and I can show you guys that right now. Instead of showing the new chart, I'm just going to pull this to the screen. You see here? So you see how it's holding the 9 EMA? That's bullish action. So I want to see if we break down and close below that. This is a 1 minute, so it's a little bit tighter. But you see how there's 3 or 4 attempts to that 353.18? That's the rule of 3 that I'm looking at also. So I need to see a close below 352.50s to really shut down that big bar that you see to the left of this that pushed up. We'll see if it still holds that 9 EMA. And this is why I like the 9 EMA so much. It shows you momentum is staying on the upside right now. If that 9 EMA starts to show up above, that's when we see that reversal action. We'll see what happens.
TRKA for those of you playing some of the smaller stocks there, TRKA, Turca, whatever you want to call it. High there, 116, currently at 112, holding right above a VWAP. Looks like that's going to try to go. Next spot would be 123. Let me see if I've got that in Trade the Pool. Hang on.
Okay.
I have another chart here that I can't share, or that's not on the list of things that are shared here. Here's TRKA. Let me go back to this.
Here, there you go.
Gotcha. I got you. Here's TRKA, right? So we're building above the VWAP. This pre-market high, we've got some pretty decent sized volume sticks here. So this one might go pre-market high here, 123. We'll see if we go higher than that. No position here. Still waiting on TGTX.
All right, guys, back into the green here on NVIDIA and looking for that
Mitch.
drop. But I even have an order out to add at 414 here. But the real key is I don't even want that fill. I don't even want it to fill. I'm just trying to short there to make it look like I want that added short at 414. But to tell you the truth, if it comes up, I'm going to cancel it. But I'm just looking to kind of pal that down here. So you guys see that limit right above my entry. There's a reason why it's there. It's just to look a little heavier also on the tape here. We'll see if we get it down to 412s and 411. There's the Qs finally tipping down a little bit. There we go. That's what I was looking for, guys. Now I'm going to put this order out in just a second. I want to break the 412s, and then I'm going to cover like 150 shares here. Come on. Come on. Get that big hit through the VWAP. Let's go. There it is. There's the leak. Break 412s. Break 412s. Let's go.
There you go.
I just took 150 off of there. So paid myself 270, canceling the limit. Now from here on out, I can't lose on this position. So I'm going to put right now a stop about $60, but really I don't want to lose on this position now. I just want it to keep coming down and keep crashing.
Nice job on that, Mitch.
Yeah, just trying to battle here.
I know, battling under pressure. Let's do it.
I could take like 500 here, but really I'm looking for the Qs to come down to the bottom end of the range, like 352 and even back to the open. Big trade there, man.
Tesla rolling over to the lows here. Might actually set some new lows here. Did anyone watch the Joe Rogan podcast with Elon? I haven't listened to it yet. I look to do that here soon, but I heard he shot an arrow.
I made fun of it. Yeah, he could shoot an arrow at the door, but can you throw a rock at the window?
No, we already saw that. We already saw that happen. No, I didn't know what happened with the arrow. I'm not a Cybertruck fan. This is not a comment on Tesla.
It has a hard outside. I mean, it's a truck, right? I mean, go shoot an arrow at an F-150. See what happens. It's not the same vehicle.
Yes, they eat pizza. Okay, cool. That doesn't sound bad.
You know, it's one thing I also notice is that, you know, at the end of the day, like a lot of times what I've seen is that you got to compare the vehicles, right? With a comparable vehicle, like compare a truck with a truck, right? See how that works. Show me next to it that you're shooting an F-150 and it goes right through the door. That's the comparison I need here. But I think Elon's just trying to pump it up. Why would he go on Joe Rogan? He's trying to pump it. Let's just be honest.
I don't think it was just about the Cybertruck, though. There was a lot that I haven't listened to. I don't want to speak about. I haven't listened to it yet. Team Cheek said it wasn't a great interview. That's a bummer. A lot of his are, and Elon is normally pretty good content, but I'll check it out. I'll give you my review when I check it out. BRB, 1 sec.
Elon said Zuck backed out of the fight. Now that I want to hear a little bit more of, but we'll see what happens there. All right, guys, we'll see if NVIDIA can keep coming down here. The Qs are coming down, and so looking pretty good now, guys, as the Qs start to come down here. I'm going to look to see when do they bounce, right? You see that 352 coming into play. That's when I'm going to be looking to maybe take a little bit more and just let this continue to work. Not doing bad, at least bouncing back a little bit on the day. We'll see what happens. Of course, this is a higher risk trade. We'll see if we can get, let's say maybe another 500 on this trade, 700. I could have kept the whole amount, but I had to take some off there. The pressure was high and I was in the red multiple times there. So a lot of times when I'm in the red and I get back to good green, I like to pay myself a little bit, right? I stayed through the trade there. Now I just need to see the Qs continuing to leak. A move back above the 9 EMA is what concerns me. A move 352.70s going above towards like 353. That's when I'll be a little bit concerned that this shakes me out. I'm going to cancel the stop loss right now so it just kind of doesn't show me that I want to get out right there at 414. I'm going to see if we can keep coming down. But if we go back through my entry, I'm only going to allow about $50 of that risk, and I'll still stay in the green no matter what, but looking for this to keep breaking. Look how it's bouncing off the VWAP right now. Q's just made a big move to the upside here, so be careful out there, team. Saw a big wick there. Was that even real on the Qs? Did you get the wick there at 353s, guys? 353.24s on the Qs? I got a wick there, and it was a quick one. We're talking less than a millisecond. Did you get that pop on your charting services, Ryan? QQQs? You're on mute.
Damn it. Yes, I did get that on Benzinga Pro.
That was ridiculous.
I did get it on
dude.
Thinkorswim. Yes.
That's I don't have access to it right now, but that to me seems like dark pulling action. When you see something like that and that fast, like that is ridiculously fast.
Yeah, it's whole chat saying they're saying it.
That thing happened in, I'm telling you, less than a second. Less than a second. And so that's very, very hard. To me, that's either dark pulling action or off exchange action. That's not making it look good here. I'm getting tested again here, guys. There's the squeeze now. Was it a big order? Who knows?
Chat saying that was the Jolts number coming in there that aligned with that spike or that wick candle.
Algos tried to react faster than us, right? So just be careful. Let's see if the algos have it right. They tried to boost it to the upside, got stuffed at 353.18. So let's see if they can get back above that 353.18 on a 5-minute basis, and the bulls will take control here.
Yeah, the Jolts opening, that print was a little bit hot, 9.55 million versus 9.25 million. Construction spending for September, 0.4% versus a 0.4 estimate. So that was exactly in line. ISM manufacturing PMI for October, 46.7 versus the 49 estimate. And the ISM manufacturing prices for October, 45.1 versus the 45 estimate.
He's trying to break out here, guys. I'm about to cut this, guys, but I have my hand on the trigger just in case I see the Qs wick down, and this seems like a trap to me, but I also don't want to risk too much money here on the upside lift. So you guys see the little that kind of resistance line that I drew? That's what I'm trying to abide by right now. We'll see if I can hold to this. Did you see how the Qs do that wick to the up, reject 353 again? That's where I'm watching to see if we can close above 353, or are we just doing a fake out to the upside? That's the hard part here, guys. There's the Q's back down, but will it bounce? Definitely seeing that bounce now. It's trying to get back above the 353. There's 353.07s, and then it wicks down.
TGTX trying to retake VWAP, trying to take 10 first, then VWAP. We did confirm that bottom, that near-term bottom anyway.
Hands off the trigger here. Back down we go.
SRPT continuing to move up 71. Boy, what a ad from yesterday. It was as low as 55 yesterday.
All right, guys, I stepped up there. I added back my 100 shares that I took off. Well, I took off 150, but I added 100 back to this trade. And now I'm going to look to see if this drops below 412s. Anything back above 413.50s is going to get me out. I don't want to go back to 414. 414s, that's the squeeze higher and the Qs go higher. So I'll take a little bit of risk here, about $100 of my 270 gain on the day, and look to see if I can get this above. Might try to just wick me out here. So I also have to just look at the offer here. I'm going to cancel the actual stop there, so I don't get stop hunted, but anything above 413.50s, and I just got to take it all off.
Added a little bit right here to TGTX. See if this holds. This really breaks the low a day. We're going to cut this though.
So for me now, I'm watching the Qs, right? Did the Qs get back above that 352.88 level, 353 level on a 5-minute basis? This could just be a wick to the upside. This is going to be the important one right now. We just opened a new candle here. There's the offer trying to stop me out there. We'll see if it does stop me out, guys. See how the bid's right there on 46. If I had my order out there, I'd probably get stop hunted right now. There's the Q's reject. So that's what keeps me in this. Now the only question is, do I want to step up more? I don't. At this point, I need to see the Q's go through the VWAP. There we go. Come down. Bounce off the 36 here. Does it bounce off the 36 or does it go to the 352? Here's 39s, 36. It flushes through that. Now back at 352.25. VWAP below it at 352.16. There's 20s. So that looks good for me now, guys. I'm in a position of strength here. At this point, I shouldn't really lose. I should look to make money here. Let's see if the Qs go through that 352 low. Here's 352.14, 352.12s, 352.07, 352.03. Go through that 352. Come on, I want the dark side to come in here. Where's my dark side traders? See if we can blow through this low and then going through 411s, 410s, 409s, and then we're really making money, baby.
Nice job. I knew you were going to be able to do this today, Mitch.
I mean, this is not easy, guys. Shorting a rocket, literally. It's not easy, guys. Qs just bounce off of VWAP, trying to recover the VWAP here. So they did do that wick down, but stopped right in front of the 352. Where'd it go to? 352.02. That's why I was looking at that 352 spot to see if we'd bounce there or would we crush through it. We actually went right to it, reversed right back up. So just be careful here. It could go 5-minute red to green. If it goes red to green, I'm getting the hell out. If we crush through 352, then I'm golden. Then this NVIDIA probably comes back to the open price 409.10. Let's see what happens here. Battling, baby. Battling out there, team. Trying to make some money. All right, we'll see what happens here. Can we just get some downside action until the Fed comes on? I won't be mad about that. Here's 352.20s again on the Qs. I'm about to take some off here. I'm fighting not to take some off here, guys. This is also the struggle of like when you go up to the sizing. Like, do I just take the money and run right now? That's 310 just sitting there, right? So it's kind of hard not to run to the profit.
That's what I did yesterday. As soon as I got everything back on SRPT and I got a couple $100 profit, I ran to it. I was like, you know what? I'm taking this.
Yeah.
Someone else in the chat said that that's like their mental state when they take a position and they go down on the position and then they get their money back, they're more likely to actually take those gains because they got their money back on it.
Yeah. Qs are trying to hold this 352 and they bounced off there twice now. That's one thing that I'll note. They have bounced off there twice.
AC 2000, love this here. Where's my mouse? Love this here. God bless it. Ryan, I still think TGTX has downside to 895 before reversing based on the trend, RSI and Bollinger Band. You're probably right about this. This is not bouncing and reclaiming the VWAP the way that I had hoped. Definitely thought this was going to be a little bit stronger after that earnings report. Not saying that it still can't be, but it certainly isn't right now. We'll see. Really need to reclaim that VWAP at this point. 1021 at that spot.
The bulls are trying to battle on the VWAP on the Qs. That's what I'm watching, guys. There's 41140s. There we go. That's a nice little flush there. Give me a little bit more here.
No, 13. I talked about Estee Lauder at the open, but didn't trade it. Awesome that you hit it.
All right, putting out 150 at 411.37s here. Trying to take some profits here, guys. Come on, take me.
Estee Lauder down 20%. ALDX highs here. Awesome for all of you that took ALDX. Richard, Paul, great job. ALDX, let's go.
I didn't get anything out there. Now I'm getting that downside hit. Come on, go through that 411. Boom! Just took some off there, guys. Now up $600 or close to it. 591.20 on this position. Still have 150 shares left. Now we'll definitely look for the real breakdown of the Qs through 352. Anything back above 352.50, and I'm taking the money and running. So I shouldn't see like NVIDIA come back through that VWAP and close above that. So it could come to maybe this 412.80s, but I would want to start seeing it not close up there towards above my entry here, towards that high, that 5-minute high.
SRPT 74s here. That was the stock to trade instead of TGTX.
Ripping TD going for the big boy on ALDX, 50,000 shares. Get after it.
Let's go. Let's go, Dan. Great stuff there.
Well, it stuffed the bulls today. I felt like the bulls had the easy today, and we'll see if that turns around here. It's just a pullback. Doesn't mean it's broken. The big thing to watch for, TLT is still too strong for this market to break the way I see it right now, guys. So I might run to the profit here because of TLT. I'll show you guys that real quick. I don't want to miss this NVIDIA trade, but a lot of times I try to teach here versus to make the most, right? Well, here's a teaching moment here, guys. Look at the TLT right here. TLT is going higher and higher and higher. Of course, this is what we've been looking for the bonds to stabilize, for the market to get the lift. If this isn't going back to VWAP, is that showing really weakness in the market here? No, it means that the Qs could come back in a rampant hurry here. Look at this move already starting to come back. I'm really close to taking the profits here because I have a feeling that the Qs are going to make this big candle back off the VWAP. And there it is, 352.50s. Anything above this closes, I'm going to get out. I'm watching it on the 1 minute, but that's 352.50. That's going to be vital. If it rejects the 352.50 close, then I'll look for the 352 takedown. Let's see what happens here. Just went up to 352.49, and it's right back to the 30s. The VWAP right now is at 352.17. And what do you see below that? Bunch of wicks. Nobody closing below the VWAP right now.
Mitch, I don't want to distract you from your trade, but did you ever get an answer on the holding positions overnight for swing purposes?
Yeah,
for the
I got you
remainder?
guys. So I'll give you guys the insight there for all my swing traders out there. Guess what, guys? There is no limit on buying power overnight right now. So if you want to go ahead and hold your positions overnight, you can hold your positions overnight.
Cool.
All right, Q's are already bouncing. There's that 54 that I talked about, but I'm not looking for the minute wick. I'm looking for the minute close. So what does it give me? This gives me another 20 seconds, but look how it's already 352.60s. Look how NVIDIA reacts there.
Marie, good morning, said she's been holding overnight. Awesome. So you've actually been doing it too. Great. Great. ALDX might be in that gap. Dan, you might have a monster day here today.
All right, Qs did close up above this 352.70s. Anything above the VWAP here now for NVIDIA, just take the money and running. That's the way I'm thinking here, guys. So what I'm going to do is set this right here at this. I'm going to set a stop there. Didn't get it there to hit there. There we go. I'll set the stop there for 1291s. Anything above that gets me out, but for a win. And that's just it. I'm done with NVIDIA here. Don't even need to look anymore. Let the market do the work if it wants to keep going down. If not, the market comes against me, and I don't get mad. I take the stop and keep working. Let's get after it, team. With this move, if the Qs go to the higher move, look at the AMD move today. That was a monster rip above 100 and kept going.
ALDX, man. I think we're in the gap now, aren't we? Yep. That is in the gap. Dan out here. Let's go. You got it, 13. Glad you hit that one. We're in the gap there on ALDX. Here comes a little bit of a pullback.
TLT up there to 85 and runs into a little bit of resistance. This is the big daily level to look for. Can it get above that 85 on the TLT? Big level. Lots of traders looking at that 85. Will it just stop there? That's one thing I'm looking at. Trying to hang on right now, guys. Seeing the TLT just pull right off that 85. Qs are trying, man. The Qs are right back towards that 352.90. They definitely rejected that 352 breakdown move. Microsoft staying strong, Google on the VWAP here, Adobe on the VWAP here, just naming names that look like they're setting up for the bullish move, if that's what you're seeing out there. Amazon on the VWAP here. So let's see what happens. If we get a takedown from here on NVIDIA and it really kind of goes to red today, we know that NVIDIA can move easily 20 points off of this. 20 times 150, I'll take that. Let's see what happens.
ALDX finally giving us a pullback here. Let's see where this stops. ALDX. I'm watching this one too. Still in the TGTX trade. We'll see how that materializes. Just kind of waiting that one out here.
Two for two on ALDX says 13. Thanks for pointing that one out. There you go. What are you guys looking at in the chat? ENGN halted again? Don't know that one. There's a bounce there in Amazon. See what happens there, Lynn. Always trying to teach, man. At the end of the day, if I can't teach, guys, I'll get the hell out of here. At the end of the day, that's what I do it for, guys. I'm trying to pay it forward for you guys out there. Smash the like for that.
One of the things I heard growing up is that people in this business were super greedy, and it's not been my experience. And so for me, the whole paying it forward thing as I'm trying to learn and make my way through this career, very, very important. And I end up keeping people in my circle that are very, very similar to that. So I'm with you on that, Mitch, 100%. There's no reason why everyone can't eat.
Yeah, and that's one of the major things that I look for, and big reason why I'm a part of Benzinga today, right? Is I want to help traders out. I'm not here to fool you guys. I feel like there's too many times where people are out there just trying to make a buck off of people. And we do this absolutely for free, guys. We're not charging you guys $200 for hanging out in this room a month just to try to make money off you guys. No, that's not what we're trying to do.
Trying to make money off the market, not off subscription fees to a chat room.
Yeah, and that's what you see a lot out there, right, team? There's a reason why they're charging for those chat rooms. They're trying to make money off of you. The question is, do you want to pay it? The only way I would pay it is if I saw extreme gains come from being a part of that. What have I seen in the past? And I've been a part of plenty of chat rooms, plenty. I mean, let's just say more than my hands. And they've all kind of been kind of a negative for me, a competition almost amongst all the traders. Q's just put in another top at 353.18s, maybe slightly a cent or two higher than that, but still rejecting that move towards 353.20s. And NVIDIA is now below VWAP here. Let's see if it goes for a down move here. There's the Q's trying to rip higher. I highly doubt I'll get the down move here. I could just take the 125 and run. The Q's just put
Does this rip feel like we're setting up for a rug pull after Powell?
I don't know, man. That's above my pay grade. Tesla is a dump. The Tesla dump. I haven't taken a look at Tesla.
SRPT continuing to come back towards the VWAP here on SRPT. This is actually what we wanted. I've got VWAP at 70.72. 70.70.
XPEV ripping higher. So thanks for Gil out there mentioning hot stock of the day. That is a hot stock of the day, right? There's something about mentioning it before the pre-market. There's a whole nother thing seeing this action, right? I mean, look at this chart, guys. Shout out to my man Gil in the chat. Look at that. Hot stocks. Well, I think someone was watching this XPEV. Look at that lift. Not a bad little lift there above the 15s, going towards the 1520s. We'll see if this can hold like maybe 495 or 485s pullbacks. That doesn't look too bad there. Might get hit on NVIDIA in just a second here, as I'm definitely seeing a little bit of some expansion to the upside there on the Qs. So not going to go ahead and risk here. I have my stop loss in the green. We'll see what happens. Hit. I'm all out of NVIDIA, guys. And look at this, guys. On a bullish pattern today on NVIDIA, I was still able to short it and make money. What does that show? Good execution, at least today, right? I got to give myself a small pat on the back for that. And this is the most important thing, is focus on your execution. How did the execution go in the trade? Not the planning, the actual execution of the trade there. I think I did pretty well. I managed it. I did risk about 300 at one point, and I made 623. So 2-to-1 seems to make sense right now. And I'm going to stay on that, probably especially for the rest of the day. And I know that earlier we talked about fees affecting your gains and losses. That was only $8.25 for all that. Ins and outs and adding.
That stuff is relative. That stuff is relative. I'm a firm believer that if you focus on the process of making successful trades, the fees are an afterthought.
Yep. And I could flip on NVIDIA and go long there because that's what I see there, but that's just trying to push it too much. So now I need to take a reassessment. Q's going higher and ripping here, guys. What was this? The TLT. Now I'll look for the TLT to hold above the 85s and keep going to the upside here. So you see this 85? Let's see if we can break it and keep going here. And this is what told me that maybe we wouldn't get the downside action move, right? If I would have saw the TLT back down here when the Qs were looking to break on that 352 move, yeah, I probably would have been like, yeah, this is going to be a big breakdown here. But that right there is a big spot to watch for. Let's see if they drive it through it. And what reports tonight? Or tomorrow night, actually.
Tomorrow's Apple. Tomorrow's the big one of the group.
Apple's moving already. I think a lot of bears trying to jump in there.
Tonight, you've got Qualcomm, Airbnb, Mondelez, PayPal, EA, Etsy, DoorDash, MicroStrategy, and Zillow. You're looking at the market right now. The market is absolutely ripping to the upside right now, Mitch. Apple, I think, is going with the market. I mean, look at the Qs. Look at the power candle on the Qs right now. Pull that up.
Yeah, I'll definitely pull that up there. I've been talking about it, right? There you guys see it, right? The recovery there, that 353, that 352, 353.20 spot. Big candle explosion off of that. One thing I'll say there is, Jay, I think you're wrong here. You're saying that Joel and Triple D were all bearish at 8 a.m. I think you might need to go listen to pre-market prep again. I would say that, Jay. I don't think you're listening to them if that's what you think.
Yikes.
I have to call it how I see it. You know, one thing is I'm always going to call out when you're wrong hating. And now if you're hating and you're right, then power to you. But the truth is, Triple D was bullish. Joel, maybe we'll give him neutral. I'm bearish. Yes. You guys heard me in the pre-market, even here. I mentioned it. I'm not going to say I wasn't. But to say that they're all bearish, I think you're just trying to hate on them. And I have to call that out when it is there. Because I'm telling you guys, Triple D is not bearish right now. He thought we bottomed. He talked about it today. That has the market priced in the downturn. That was the question of the day, right, Jay? All right, we'll see what else is out there. Guys, smash the like. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we can come up with, guys. Q's ripping to the upside here. What's going on in energy? I'm going to take a look there. Oil actually getting a little bit of a bounce today, at least energy names. Those have been really hit hard as of late. So I'm wondering if that starts to bounce. Chevron's been hit still, though. That's not in the green there. XOM, that's starting to come down fast. Market goes up. Will oil start to come down? Something to think about.
VIX getting smoked.
Is the IWM climbing too? Ooh, there you go. Yep. That shows bottoming action here. IWM, look at that. That's a nice little rip. And remember what I've said, right? I've been looking for a little bit more of seasonality coming into play here in November and December. I'm really just expecting an ugly 24. And the big reason for me on that is that I don't expect we'll get rate cuts until maybe the last quarter of 24. If not, I'm really pushing and saying that I think we don't get a cut until 25.
I also think 2024 is going to be rough.
All right, we'll see what else is out there, guys. Healthcare moving higher. Pretty much everything in the green today. The only thing in the red is consumer cyclical. And that's not common to see. And that's just because it came down at the open. But I'll see if that can start making its way back. You know what's making a big lift today? Residential construction. That's an interesting area. I talked about DHI at 100 multiple times. Didn't take the buy. I missed out on this one, guys. I'll tell you that much. I've been looking for a swing trade on there. And look at DHI today. That thing is pushing off the daily.
So is TOL.
Show you guys.
TOL,
look,
same chart.
See how that's bottomed out? That's kind of like what I was trying to approach, but near the 100s. It went to 100 multiple times, but only in the pre-market. And that's too hard for me to buy. I'm not going to be buying in the pre-market there. I'll usually look for the open, but that's already starting to reverse. And I think that home builders are actually going to get this huge pop and then eventually get shorted into. Because what they're going to do is they're going to be trying to put extreme supply out there and try to take up all this high-priced housing and try to lock people in on these contracts, especially home building, right? You don't get the house like immediately. And so a lot of that is maybe locking people in at higher prices before interest rates start to get cut, right? So what they'll do is they'll try to take advantage of this moment. And who are they going to take advantage? You guys out there, the consumers. So be careful out there, team. Apple, 172. Yeah, Apple's probably pushing here now. And I'm taking it slow now, right? I've already had like 623. Don't need to push too much anymore. Just need to see what happens from here on out.
Good clawback day for you.
Yeah, and now it's just trying to focus, right? Not give it back, focus, and really see a setup for trade 2.
You know, ALDX is pulling here pretty good. Let's see what happens when it gets to that VWAP. Got 232 on ALDX. Take care of yourself, Judge. Good to see you this morning.
All right, guys, and we will be doing, of course, our FOMC press conference later today. Don't miss that, guys. I want you guys to check it out. And the big reason why, Money Mitch will be there, guys, checking it out. I'll give you guys a recap of the report that comes out 2 p.m. before even Jerome Powell speaks. Where can you get that? Right here, only on Benzinga. Watch how I'm faster than CNBC. You guys test me today. Watch me. All right, guys, smash it out there, guys. We'll see what happens. Market is still driving higher here, at least as we speak. Let's see what happens in the TLT. That's the biggest thing.
Might be running into some resistance right here on that market push up, though.
85s are on the stop right there on the TLT. They're battling that. They're trying to drive it through there. And look at the daily chart here. So you see the TLT. You see how this resistance right here, this 85 is so important. They're trying to really turn the trade around, right? Make it look like a bullish chart. A bullish chart definitely is if it comes back here for this kind of approach where you break this trend and then you start to go higher. So you see how that starts to break the trend now and you start to get back above prior resistance. That's what you want to see. And then eventually we'll look to see if this starts to hold as what? As support. So right around this area, it starts to turn around. Now we want to see if it comes back up and then comes down and holds that. That's really going to hold the market. Now, if we ever come back and take out 82, that's when the next downside comes in. Keeping it simple, guys. All right, what are you guys taking a look at out there, team? Tesla stop 199.50. We'll see if Tesla turns around. What are you going long on that? Keep battling out there, team. Pinky zone up today, baby. Struggle there, man. Things got slow. A lot of topping action showing up there. Will things just turn right back to the downside? That's where I'm a little bit concerned on. Defensive names have gone higher. I don't feel like those should be up today, but hey, they are starting to go higher. Packaged foods, confectioners. The brewers have been hot as of late.
Did you just say the Brewers?
The Brewers.
Not the Milwaukee Brewers.
That's
the first thing I thought when you said that.
So one of the things that TC does, it has these indexes, right? And I think this helps me out so much. So it separates the beverages between brewers and wineries and distilleries. This helps me out. I just look at what? Beer makers in this sense. And so this is why I love looking at industry analysis, right? The brewers. Get your brews, right? This might be one of those days that I might have to go get one of those half-hitched brewing.
Oh, you still have some? I finished them over the weekend.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Kyle.
I've been busy on the weekend, so haven't had much time to enjoy some brews.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. You have family obligations. I was going to say, you're too busy football calls for beers.
Yeah, and then working, man. To tell you the truth, I've been working almost every week in the last 3 weekends. So that's where it gets a little tough. I'm working on a new EV video right now. Right. Trying to bring some more out for you guys. I know you guys enjoyed my last video, so I want to do more stuff like that, guys. I want to do more storytelling to get you guys in the know. And of course, unveil what's going on underneath the hood that everyone is trying to hide from you. Home builders a rip. Yeah, easy. I could see that. And one thing that I would say is, I know I hit sometimes Warren on his like buys and stuff like that. I think this is also according to that, because remember, Warren went big on those home builders. Do you think that he knows something? Come on, it's Warren, right? There's only a reason why he would go after those home builders. I think he sees the housing, like the boom that I'm talking about, that's oversupply to go to the market. And that's why he's probably betting on the home builders. So I know I hit him a lot because I feel like the only good bet he's made in the last like maybe 20 years is Apple. But hey, that might not be the worst bet there on DHI.
Didn't he bet on Hershey too?
I'm not sure, Ryan. I'd have to confirm that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he bet on Hershey a few years ago when it was in a one handle, went to 276. It's back down to 187.
We'll see, man. I know a lot of people think that, Warren's just like the best investor ever. And I mean, you can say that, right? But I mean, honestly, at least in my trading career, he's definitely not.
I'm not going to argue with the gains that he's made over his life. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, I just see it like it wasn't in a market where it wasn't this market, right? It wasn't the advanced market. It wasn't the algo run markets. It was at a time when there was less liquidity. I don't know, man. Back when maybe fundamentals actually made sense. I don't know. It's not to hit him really. It's just more to understand that the markets are completely different than when he was a part of them and trading big. At least that's what I would think. And if you see what they do lately, they just do like very small moves. Para has not been a good one. That's for sure. I wonder who paid him for that position, because that one was an ugly position.
This ALDX here, this looks like if this can get over 243, maybe we trade back up towards that 260 area that we topped out at. It's got to get past 243. No position for me, just kind of watching it. Actually, it looks like it might break down here. I know there was a discussion earlier, you folks looking like you might be moving away from it here because you've been successful on it already today. You don't want to give those gains back.
What happened with the Qs, man? It's just going sideways now. Meta with a nice little rip to the upside. I know someone was talking about me take a look at Meta earlier. Honestly, I was thinking like maybe that gets shorted too, but the truth is it ain't, man. It ain't. It's staying strong, guys. Look at that. Big push there to 308s. We'll look to see if this holds. It is doing a little bit of a pullback now. And NVIDIA actually went back up and, believe it or not, made a new high. So would I have lost on that? Hell yeah, I would have lost on that. So glad to get out, take my money, and then just watch the trade now. And could I have flipped? Yeah, it would have worked, but not necessarily up my alley, right? I can tell you guys, I don't remember the last time I flipped and it went well. I know there's some traders that do that.
Got to be active and nimble to make that successful.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm sure you've heard of that strategy before. Just kind of like flip.
Just reversing, right? You're just kind of reacting to the price action in the market. Your stock that you were bullish on, you're all of a sudden bearish on because of the action that you're seeing. Yeah, we've seen that.
We've seen that. In IWM, yes, you're correct. 13 good mentions here. SPY sideways, Q sideways, but IWM breaking out, DIA breaking out. That's good things to catch, right? And Mitch, I can't agree with you regarding Warren Buffett. The money he's made in the past investments is continuing to make now. It's hard to bet against him. Agreed. I mean, but the key point there, right, is in the last 20 years, or let's say even give him 30 years, what are those investments like? That's what I want to measure him on. Because the truth is, how old am I? Well, I'm not 60 years old, right? So in my eyes, in my lifetime, how has his investments gone? Things like this.
Yeah, but that's an arbitrary measurement.
It is.
Yeah, that's meaningless. I mean, I'll be honest, that's meaningless. Jay here has a better point that I think you should probably focus on. His cost basis on everything is so low, he makes most of his money on dividends. That's part of the thing, right? He was able to accrue such a large amount of money that he's actually able to just kind of work off the path. That's kind of what you're talking about here, Mitch. You're saying that his active in and out trading was better before you were even born. And that's true. He's very, very old.
And the
Let's
markets were different,
let's call it experience. Yeah, but markets are always going to be different. The market is going to be different a year from now than it is today. That's again, that's kind of a throwaway thing.
No, but I think that one of the things is this market changed completely when computers started running the action. Computers didn't run the action back in like the 40s and 50s and the 60s. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that changed things. And I think that we always have to kind of compare in a changed market how certain people perform. That's just what I'm mentioning. And to tell you the truth, there's no right or wrong here. It's just a conversation. And he is like extremely exposed to Apple. Extremely exposed to Apple. Like it's an over leveraged position in Apple. But why change his bet? Apple's continued to work for him.
I'm watching ALDX here too. On this curl. I really want to see it take out 243.
All right, I'll put you up, man. I'm not even.
It took it. Yeah, no, it took it. It took it here, but I just.
AMD, man, that was a good one. That thing's almost up to 105 now.
ALDX curling. I'm going to try some here. This is risky, but I'm trying some. Let's see. 246 entry here. If this really comes back, I'm just going to cut this on ALDX. 1,000 shares long here, just trying for a nice little curl. See if that was it on the curl. We come back in here.
Shop's having a good day. Schwab's having a good day. Micron getting that nice little lift. What's going lower is the match stock or the Mitch stock. Even Estee Lauder getting a little bit of a bounce with the market here. See if that eventually turns into a short, but that is staying strong for the time being. LTHM almost at VWAP there. That looks interesting for me. If the market could pull back, that would be something that I could maybe come after. The market's too strong right now to kind of get short names. So this LTHM, I'll show you guys it. Right there, you see the VWAP. This is a classic VWAP rejection move. So I'd look to the left. I see the support in the pre-market. I can draw it bigger so you guys can clearly see it. VWAP right above it. So I have to be able to risk above that to like maybe 14s. Well, you can see how I can reject that and then come right back down to the 350. Just an interesting play there. Looking around, guys, looking for plays. If you guys have plays or setups that you guys are watching right now, now's your chance to take a look. Just throw it up in the chat. And like always, guys, we got over 400 of you guys at one point today. Smash the like, support us, guys. We do this every single day and battle in front of you guys. It's not easy. And the biggest thing that you guys can do is just smash that like.
That's the other thing. Mitch was talking a long time about this contest, getting people on. We've had no takers. I'm not surprised. I'll be honest. I'm not surprised. This is not easy. It's not easy to do. So shout out to you, Mitch, every day balancing all the different things that you have to do in order to pull this thing off.
Yeah. And to tell you the truth, guys, I do it because I want people to really kind of learn from a processed approach, right? At the end of the day, that's what we're here for every single day, is to show you guys, if you guys can stay in the battle, we just might be able to get to that success that we're all looking for, right? That's the truth. Is there guarantees? Hell no. And if anybody guarantees you success, look the other way.
Good to see you, Burl. Good to see you, Burl.
I never trust anybody. I never trust anybody that says they never had a loss. I'll just tell you right now. I would be like 99% you're lying. Maybe 1% chance you're telling the truth, but maybe you've only taken 3 trades in the last 2 years. Then you could be 100% maybe. But truth is, if you're an active trader, there's no way you're 100% accurate. I'm new to the room. You guys are great. Hey,
Love to
shout
hear
out.
that.
Yeah, that's what we're here for, man. At the end of the day, we want you guys to enjoy being here, learn, and also focus on your trading. Just keep us involved, right? Let us know how it's going. You can see lithium still trying to drive, and I think a lot of this is the market's still trying to drive, right? Look at the TLT, though, battling this 85. Can't really get the love to get through there. So I'm kind of watching to see what happens here. Q's is going sideways. IWM, though, climbing, and that should help some of the penny stocks get the lift, right? At least that's what I look for a lot of the times. I want to see the IWM strong, then I can look at pennies. We'll see what happens.
ALDX up to 250 now. Let's see if we can keep pushing here. ALDX. Really like this to go towards that 260, 263, the high there. Not yet. Let's see. It's got to get through 250. We'll see if it can do that here.
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second here.
No problem. Let me see. Oh, there we go. He was doing it for me, and then I screwed it up. All right, here we go. So this is the TGTX. We're still in that. Might end up swinging. That's really, I'm nervous because it's really struggling to get above VWAP, excuse me. But here's the ALDX off that curl. Let's see if we can get through 250 here on ALDX. All the winter birds were out playing in the snow here, and Cleo got jealous today. So that's what was going on. See if ALDX can keep pushing here. 3-minute chart actually looks good. Looks like the MACD is compressing here and looking like it might turn green. See if we can get that here. Still a little bit of size there at 250. If they take that, look for this to pop. Jay mentioning IBRX. IBRX. Haven't even looked at that one here today. Let's do that. Oh man, great move off this bottom, Jay. Great move. Oh, nice strength there. Let's see if we can get back to that 340 area where we consolidated. ALDX now through. ALDX through that 250. Oh, let me reset this. I totally screwed that up. Through by just a penny, and then they yanked it back. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, 13. If it this is the supply zone. I've got it here at 250 to 252. So all of these spots in here. Here's 252 up. Let's see if we take it down. David out in Hawaii. It's 4:45. Hey man, enjoy your nap. Enjoy your nap. Thanks for waking up early and chilling with us. Throw the likes out for David for waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to hang out with us. Absolutely love that. Here we go through the supply zone. A little bit more size here. 254 ALDX. See if it can take out 254 here. There we go. 255. More size there. Oh, they took that fast, folks. They took that fast. ALDX. Let's see if we can go. What do we got? That 263 is the high print of the day here. Let's see if we can get there. Carmen saying ALDX, what an exciting battle. It is exciting. It is exciting. Let's see where the strength comes out. Looks like MACD about to cross here. 256 getting hit. They took it. Let's go. 257. Oh, Mitch came and then left. Oh, there we go. He's just arranging stuff.
All right, guys. IWM topping out a little bit there. SPY topping out a little bit there. Getting a little bit slow here. Will we just see all of a sudden a move right back down? That's the only question I have. So at this point, I'm looking at maybe potentially playing the SQQQ here, just to see it go back to VWAP, kind of mean reversion type of trade off 21s. See if I can get a slight move down here, and then I'm going to look to see if this starts to turn around, because the drive just got like completely slowed down there.
Now we're waiting for Powell.
That's the truth. Taking a little bit there of SQQQ.
I'm actually going to book this ALDX right here so it doesn't come back in on me. No, that's all right. Just booked it there. Still long in TGTX. Might end up swinging that. By the way, TGTX finally getting to that 10 spot. Let's see if we can go through the VWAP next here. So ALDX out here is that little push up is slowing down. Basically just a little trade there. If that sets up again, we'll take it. Looking some more gains.
All right, looking for pullbacks to 2105 to add. I already got 250 shares there of SQQQ to the long side. Of course, you guys don't have to take this, and I'm just looking for the flip, right? Just been watching it, playing the downside today, guys. Like always, you guys don't have to take the trades that we're taking. This is not for copycat trading, and like always, you guys choose your own levels.
Oh my God, Shelly is back. Shelly, where the hell have you been? Buddy is locked up. He tried to he was just causing trouble with the bird here. He's locked up, but he's doing good. He misses you, of course. Can't believe that you're not signed up and participating in this trading competition. Not gonna lie.
Right? What happened?
TGTX
Shelly?
through now. Now testing VWAP here, 1009 on TGTX.
Gonna get some pullbacks here. Add to the name. Starting to see that turnaround come in here. All right, looking for the size to get filled a little bit there on pullbacks, and then looking to see the SQQQs take off here. I want to see the SPY and the Qs come right back to VWAP, maybe eventually coming back to that 352 spot. I could see the slowdown happening, slow down. Eventually, I was like, maybe we come back and test support. So that's why I'm taking this trade. Does it mean that I see negatives in the market? Not really. The only big boy that's getting hit harder is Tesla. Who was talking about Tesla today to the downside?
I mean,
you know
everybody.
it. It's your boy. Going to continue watching the demise in Tesla. Mitch, do you ever buy QQQ puts? No, I can't do it, man. I can't do these option game. I'll tell you the truth. I suck at it.
Hey, nothing wrong with identifying what works and what doesn't.
I've tried it, dude. I think the big part of options is understanding the pricing models and how that works. I had a derivatives class when I was in finance, UCF, and I had a professor that gave me a lot of really great tips, man. I need to reach back out to him, but he was really good at options. Now, the big thing that he used to always tell me is learn kind of these pricing models and figure out how to really price options yourself is vital to learning the game. I think that's what a lot of the smarter options traders are understanding, and they understand a lot more of the Greeks and how to calculate what options should be priced at and looking for inefficiencies.
Well, you could very quickly identify mispriced contracts. You can really increase how much money you can make using options.
You would agree with that, Ryan?
Yeah,
That outlook, at least.
Yeah, I mean,
At least the outlook.
For me, options are used when I feel real good about a position that I want leverage on. By the way, ALDX breaking down, so really happy with that little sell there that we took. Booked some gains, kind of padded the losses here. TGTX coming back, by the way. So patience really been the name of the game here in this. We're higher here today. We've been higher every day in this competition. Yeah, with options, like the effective use for me has been leveraging into something. But it, there are way more advanced strategies that allow you to really kind of take advantage of mispriced contracts or being able to sell a contract in order to finance another one. There's a whole bunch of advanced strategies that I really haven't tapped. So to me, to sit there and say, well, it's not good or this isn't the way to do it, that just doesn't make sense. There are plenty of really, really good options traders out there. It's just I've found what works for me and I've tried to utilize that. The market that we're in right now, not a whole lot of success with options. The only thing that I've done is I've taken swings to the short side because you're able to define your risk ahead of the trade.
Yeah, and that bringing up an interesting conversation. What experience do you have selling option premium? And option premium is expensive, man. You got to have a big boy account or a lot of leverage to get a lot of that selling of the premium. I learned a lot of those premium selling, and I'll give them a shout out. They're a really good resource. Tasty Trade. When I first started trading, that's the first thing I went to, guys. Tasty Trade, because I was learning options, taking derivatives class. So I went to Option Experts, right? And what do they do a lot? They sell a lot of option premium, right, on Tasty Trade. And one thing that I learned from them was how much money you needed to do those strategies. Yeah, I could do it in a paper trading account because, yeah, maybe that could work. But the truth is, man, I don't know about you guys, but there's not a you got to have like at least from what I've seen, you got to have like near like at least over 100,000. And even I've talked about it with different traders, and some really good traders that have talked to me said that no, you can't have 100,000. You need like 1 million if you want to sell options.
So you must be talking about doing things like selling covered calls, right? Because what you have, like, let's say you own the SPY. Let's say you own 100 shares of the SPY. SPY is at 421 right now. That's what, 42 grand for 100 shares of SPY?
Yeah.
Okay. So you need at least that. And then you need to sell a So if you sell a call, let's say you sell the 425 call, you collect that 425 in premium. If the stock trades up above that at expiry, then they just call your shares away. You liquidate your shares at that price. So you still get the money, but you also get the premium from the call that you sold. And so I definitely understand. And now we're talking about 100 shares of SPY and one call at a time. People do this with thousands of shares.
Yeah.
Multiple contracts at a time.
All right, guys, starting to finally get some downside action here. I'm not going to add above my entry. I'm only going to add if it goes below my entry here until towards that 2106, 2107. That's where I want to add here. And we'll see what happens here, right? I don't want to just jump in here on the high. That's not what I'm looking for, because the Qs have to fall fast here. Another random wick. Dude, I am sick of these random wicks, dude. Look at the Q right now, man. That was like less than a second, less than probably a millisecond. Again, another wick towards the high. I know people get mad at me for blaming like algorithm and dark side pools and stuff like that, but man,
Dark side pools.
you go. I mean, you like that one?
No, I thought that was hilarious. It's
the dark side of the moon, man.
But you
the dark
like
side
talking
of the
about
moon.
the dark side. That's hilarious.
That's the dark side of the moon, man. We're experiencing it here. The Pink Floyd life. Like, it's just a random ass wick to 354.59. Do you guys have that? And that thing came in less than a second and disappeared in less than a second. It's crazy, man. The Vader trades, man. The Pink Floyd's trades, bro. You know it easy. The dark side of the moon trades, dude. All right, we'll see if I get the ad at that 2106. Still no ads just yet.
ALDX is trying to go higher here. That dip got bought. TGTX still struggling with that VWAP.
We'll see what happens there.
Rick, 9 trades today. Green on all 9, out for the day. Great job today, Rick. Great job, dude.
We need some Pink Floyd, man. I'm about to play some. We need some Pink Floyd. What's your favorite Pink Floyd song? Put you guys to the test out there. Favorite Pink Floyd song, guys. Let me know. Let me know, guys. What's your favorite Pink Floyd song? putting them to the test out there today.
Are
Someone
you
saying
asking me?
run like hell. I'm telling the chat too.
Another
Time,
brick in the wall would be mine.
shine, another brick in the wall. You crazy diamonds out there. I know it. I know it. Wish you were here. That's a good one right there. Stop dropping acid. Never, never. They might become legal someday. Chip Greenside, 24. They're banning Pink Floyd performances in Germany and Brazil. Why the hell would they do that? That doesn't make no sense. Dark Side of the Moon. Marty said never stop it. Never stop the acid, Mitch. Trade the pool. Gil coming in here. Welcome to the machine. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm going to give you guys my favorite. I'm going to actually play it here. And
Well,
we're
we only
going
got
to
2 minutes left, Mitch. So maybe.
I mean, is there anything on after this?
You tell me. We've been losing track of time every
It's
day.
Wednesday.
I'm just trying to be respectful.
Guess what?
No,
I will put it. I will put it to the chat if they want us to come down, and I'll put it to the likes.
I have a meeting I need to get to, so unfortunately, I've got to get rolling.
No worries, no worries. We can stick around here. Let me see. I see 137. We need 200. Hit that like, guys. If I see 200, we go after 11 here. Ryan might have to hop, but I could stay with you guys a little bit longer. But I'll play that song at least here, and then we can at least enjoy it before we get out of here. It's 10:59. Here's my favorite song here, and it's an interesting one. It's actually called... Oh, actually, let's put it to the test. Let's see if you guys can name the song.
I can't hear anything, FYI.
All right, that's what I wanted to check there. Let me just fix this here.
All right, I have to jump though. I'm sorry. You stay. No! They're all calling for you to say. I'm sorry. I got to jump, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
All right, I might have to play it a different way. Here, I got you. I'll figure this out, guys. Got no problems figuring it out. Let's do this thing. Man, I got the rug pulled on me. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to keep you going here. Then we'll take a look to see if I add to this trade here. Qs are starting to come down here. We'll see what's going on. Just want to go ahead and play this. How should I do this here? Let's just pull it in here. Little Pink Floyd action here. Then what I'll do is Chrome tab. Let's share entire screen. Boom. Audio on. There we go. You guys should hear it now. Let me get it playing again. Let me know if you guys hear it out there. Here it is. Let me know if you guys hear it out there.
Mother, do you think
all right.
they'll like this song?
Let's see what we get here. 2112 starting to move up here. Will the Q stay in the green? No ad just yet, guys. There we go.
Mother, do you
hey,
think
Aramis with the win.
My balls.
My balls. My guys know it.
Ooh, mother should have built the wall.
Smash it up out there, guys. A little music to end it off here today. Like always, trading isn't going to be easy, team. The one thing I'll tell you is that we'll be here to battle with you guys. That's a guarantee out there, team. So I'll lower it down a little bit so it doesn't blow our ears, but enjoy it out there, team. Trading isn't easy, and if anybody says otherwise, tell them to tell them what the next trade is going to be, because a lot of times they'll be wrong. But we'll see what happens today. Can the Qs stay strong before the Fed meeting? And catch me later today, of course, guys. I'm going to do a little bit of a review with the Fed. That's going to be, of course, at what? 2:15 I'll start. 2 p.m. it comes out. Before 2:30, catch me right here on Benzinga, of course. All right, guys, we'll see what else is out there. Marty Wood, of course, you know it. DJ Money Mitch, guys. Yeah, but now this is one of my favorites, guys. I'll tell you that right now. Don't you cry. Hey.
Mama's gonna make all of your
All right, did we hit the likes, guys? That's what it was all about. We're at 154, guys. It's 11:02. I'm gonna have to get out of here, guys. We didn't hit the likes, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. But I enjoyed it, guys. Smash that like. Wanted to bring you guys a little bit of some Pink Floyd here at the end. I'm sure I'm gonna get hit on the monetization for that, so definitely smash the like out there, guys. I'll give up the monetization for you guys, of course, and only you guys out there. So smash the like, keep battling in the rule to pull competition. Not a bad day for me, over 600. I'm going to keep trying to make some money, guys. I still have the SQQQs here. The Qs are trying to make a new high here. They have to reject here and come right back down. We'll see what happens. Remember that wick that came in a few minutes ago, 354.59. I think that's important to see if we go above that. We'll see you next time right here, of course. Teacher, leave those kids alone. You know how it is, guys. Smash the like out there. And yes, shine on, you crazy diamonds out there. And we'll be back here battling like always right here, of course, on live trading with Benzinga. And of course, the rule the pool competition. Who is checking out Trade the Pool? You guys see us using Trade the Pool every single day. Check out the site if you guys haven't checked it out, and check out their YouTube. We got a lot of learning for you guys if you guys are new traders. Throwing up Trade the Pool, and see you guys.